Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Is It Kino Weekly. I'm your host, Mumpky Scott. Joining me this week is Asperger Eric and E-Rich Brandon.
Well, you could have done Bedhead Brandon. Come on.
No, because Bedhead Brandon's not on the friggin' Is It Kino.
No one watches it. Come on.
It's E-Rich Brandon because of your sweet cryptocurrency money. You tycoon,
What?
You know, the cryptocurrency money that he doesn't have.
So we just watched Hinamatsuri Infinity War. We have a lot of thoughts on it.
Yeah, my favorite Hina Matsuri member is Iron Man.
Yeah,
I really like the way that he collects vases.
I really like when
speaks to me.
Thanos kicked Hina out of the house.
yeah,
That was a pretty evil thing to do, though.
What a twist. I didn't expect it.
yeah.
Who would have thought that was what would unite the Avengers?
And much like Avengers Infinity War, who knew that this wasn't a comedy?
To be fair, I think they stepped up the comedy from last week, but also, to be fair,
Really?
I think a cat could have sneezed and it would have stepped up the comedy from last week.
I did not see any comedy throughout this entire episode, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I basically just really liked that frame at the beginning where Hina goes, right after getting kicked out. And that's kind of it. Oh, and the first couple seconds of the bartending half, the joke of her being a serious bartender was kind of funny. For the first couple seconds. Yeah, so that stepped it up.
Okay.
Well, I think it's really at this point not fair to review this as a comedy and more of just like a slice of life.
Yeah.
If you go into it with that mindset, this episode is actually pretty enjoyable.
Yeah, I've kind of come to the conclusion. Unlike the manga is really the closest mangas I can compare it to are obviously not just because of it being about a psychic with powers. Disastrous Life of Psyche K is really similar, and it's just this fast-paced comedy with lots of jokes, and there's characters that build up relations and come back as running gags, and that's what the manga's like. Whereas the anime is much more just like K-On! Or something, where, you know, it's got slice of life, it's got humorous elements, but they're not the focus.
And everyone jacks it off constantly.
Yeah, that also.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think we all have to just shift what we think the show is going to be. Because otherwise I'll just keep being disappointed.
And shifting it, I'd rather watch K-On!, so
yeah,
that's not great for this show.
Yeah, I mean, as a slice of life, like, I've seen better. I don't know, I feel like it threw away its strengths.
Well, I don't watch Slice of Life, so I haven't seen that.
Brandon, clearly you need to waste your time more. I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
God, you need to stay in and watch more anime. Seriously,
Yeah, come
Brandon.
on.
Get your act together.
What are you doing?
Yeah.
Going, like, to the gym or something?
Or going out to the John, or to the Barry, or to the Clyde. Yeah, so, what was I gonna say? Fucking, Hina pisses me off. Especially in this episode. See, it's harder for me to like this show as a slice of life, just because Hina does so many things that piss me off, and if I'm not laughing at it, then I just don't like her. Like, if I'm not laughing at the fucking annoying shit she does, then I just don't like her. And that's where we're at right now. She just ruins she ruins Anzu's livelihood. Ugh. Anzu worked so hard for that ramen.
Yeah.
I mean, I did like how she went through this entire episode without learning a single lesson.
Yeah. I mean, all she did was basically say, man, I really liked it when Nita took care of everything and spent tons of money on me. What if I asked him to do that again?
Yeah, and he's like, oh... Yeah, and they all just bully him, despite him being totally right.
Yeah.
Yep.
100% right. Like, it's so clear that they're trying to go for, like, themes of parenthood and how, yes, you have to spend a shit ton of your life and resources on your kids.
Not that much.
But it's not his kid. Like,
Yeah.
And she does literally just destroy his house like every week.
yeah, like social services should be taking her away.
Plus, like, I feel like he sort of at least tries to control her and do stuff. Everyone else just seems to encourage her bad behavior. Except
So they don't have
Anzu
to
gets,
deal
like...
with it.
Yeah, Anzu finally, like, figures it out and is like, you're out of here. But, like, everyone else is just like, oh, you gotta treat her right. So what, she broke your $1,000, $10,000, whatever vase. She's just a kid.
Yeah, fuck
Womp
off.
womp.
Kids have rights and opinions and thoughts, and therefore should be responsible for breaking $10,000 vases. Fuck you. God.
But she replaced it.
Like a
yeah,
$30
wow.
race or something.
$20? 30?
Yeah, something like
Was
that.
2,000 yen, right?
I thought it was
Hey,
like
nice
2,900 or something, but it could have been 2,000.
You know, I guess that does make up for being a
Yeah, like
fucking
$30.
terrible person. Oh, no, it doesn't. Never mind. Ugh. I mean, my favorite part about the episode, honestly, was the probably the change in animation for the street performance. That looked pretty cool.
Oh yeah, Rock Silent.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool little performance, and like the grainy animation change. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what this episode should have had? Nita should have let Anzu live with him instead
Yeah,
and kicked Hina out.
that would have been a lot
Permanently.
better. Get someone who deserves a little money in there. Ugh. She's not even fit to be homeless.
Yeah.
Come on.
Ugh.
Though I gotta say, one of the biggest pet peeves I had in this episode was that they called that bartender guy, like it was just spelled Abe, but they called him Abe and not Abe.
Like Shinzo Abe.
Yeah,
Well, that's how they would say it in Japanese.
I guess it is.
'Cause they don't have a... I don't even think they have a hard A sound.
Yeah.
And then Bay is just Bay.
Yeah, I guess that would end with like a consonant sound. All right, never mind. I guess I was looking at it from an American perspective, which in the grand scheme of things is short-sighted and highly problematic.
Well, Asperger, let me tell you about American perspectives.
It almost worked. Hey, did I mention Diary of a Wimpy Kid was in this episode?
Oh yeah, do you know that Greg Heffley's a psychopath?
What?
That's a
Excuse me?
monkey joke. Don't worry.
Okay, well,
I thought you were making the monkey joke, Eric.
Yeah, so did I. That's why I just went with it.
well, I was
Did
making
you
a monkey
not watch
joke.
the video?
No, I didn't. About what?
God damn it!
The
I just-
video is titled like Greg Heffley's a psychopath or something.
Oh, Greg Heffley's the name of the character from Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yeah. Holy freak.
That's the bit that I forgot because I'm an adult now.
Alright, Eric, please.
Wow.
That's why you're making an anime podcast on a Sunday night.
Anime is cultured, my dude. Get with the program. I'm broadening my international perspective. This is an era of globalism, and I'm doing my right as a citizen of the world of consuming other cultures.
Is that what? You said you're doing your right as a citizen consuming of it, but you implied it was like a obligation.
Excuse me. I'm being a better citizen by becoming better acquainted with the rest of the world. Is how I should have phrased that.
Okay, that makes sense.
It's my civic duty is the perfect phrase.
It's our civic duty to review
To-
Hina Matsuri, to tell people that it's not worth their time.
Yeah. It's our civic duty to make sure that they know to just read the manga.
Yeah.
Because it's not worth it. Just read the manga, guys.
Oh my god. Alright, but other than Hina getting kicked out, and for some reason, even after getting kicked out by Anzu, getting lucky enough to basically find a job, we had the Hitomi and Anzu parts, which I thought was pretty decent.
Yeah.
It has shown that Hitomi is pretty much just entirely a pushover.
Yeah, she definitely is. Although she's real good at like everything she does.
But when that bartender scene happened, where she like recorded what she was saying, I thought, oh, maybe she's a bit dumb for deleting it, but maybe she's has a spine. And then this episode has kind of just shown that she does just kind of give in to peer pressure very easily.
Brandon, you gotta get some culture and be a man of the world because this is the ideal Japanese woman. Come on, get with the program. They're good at everything, they're docile and they're passive. Come on, Brandon.
Yeah, come on, Brand.
It's different values for a different culture. Not everything's Western, you fuck.
Classic E-Rich Cuck, whatever his last name is.
Yeah. I don't get these jokes, guys. I don't watch Monkey.
It's great.
I kind of tried at the beginning. I don't get them. Man.
Alright, so
Can we just make our own characters?
Alright, so
No.
I'll be Scott Junkie Jones, which is sort of
Okay,
like
cool.
Junkie, but it's Junkie.
Sweet. I'll be what's another mental handicap that I can make fun of?
Whatever you have.
Oh, okay.
Synesthesia.
I'll be Eric, obsessed with games from 2001.
Games even came out 2001.
9/11 Simulator?
9/11 Simulator 21. It's the 21st edition of 9/11 Simulator. Funny enough, there were 20 versions of it before 9/11 happened.
Halo. Halo came out 2001. There you go, Eric.
Oh,
Hey,
hey.
you see, you get one good game.
I played Halo a few times. That works. I never owned it.
Yeah.
But that works.
Melee came out.
I mean,
there
yeah,
you
that is what I was thinking of when I said 2001. So,
Just didn't mention that.
no.
I guess liking Melee and thinking it's a fighting game is a mental handicap.
Ooh.
That makes sense.
Classic
Well,
Brandon hating on Melee.
Classic Brandon hating on things that make me happy. What a guy.
I'm glad Brandon has his character established without needing to establish it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It didn't take very much.
Brandon hates foreigners. The classic bit. Extending to Brandon hates things Eric likes.
Nice.
Because the things I like are foreign to you. It's all fitting together. So I'll
Yes.
play up my character as the charismatic everyman. That'll
Nice.
work.
We skip back to Hina Matsuri.
I like
Yeah,
how as this
sure.
podcast goes on, like, episode-wise, it becomes less and less about Hinamatsuri.
I mean, what can I
be
say?
fair.
Like, it's disappointing, it's not funny, I have to think of it as a slice of life, but it's not that great of a slice of life.
But yeah, I get
There's
that.
less and less about Hina Matsuri every episode that goes on.
I don't know, man. Like, I like Hitomi and Anzu as characters. I can't like Hina if it's not a comedy, and Nita's okay. Nita's pretty good. I don't know. So I like the Hitomi Anzu part of this, but like, there's just not that background comedy to keep things interesting. I don't know.
His character keeps like fluctuating every episode though. In like episode 1, he's like this super nice guy,
Yeah.
and then I think it was episode 2 or 3 where he's just like going out to, like giving her canned tuna and going out to get laid every night.
Oh yeah, because he, like, gets upset over, like, keeping him in because everyone thinks that she's his daughter and stuff, yeah.
Right.
And then episode 4, he goes to be like Tomomi and just becomes a complete pushover.
Yeah, I guess he is pretty inconsistent, and I kind of figure that's mostly because he's the straight man. But
Yeah, except it doesn't use straight man, funny man very well, so it doesn't matter.
yeah,
It just makes him inconsistent as a character.
right.
Yay.
Because instead of in the manga him being like the practical pointing out holes in logic that makes things funny, he just like disagrees with things for the plot. Yeah, I guess the reason why we talk less and less about Hinamatsuri is because I use the tactic of pushing things out of my mind that I don't want to think about.
Yeah, I mean, unless we're doing like a bit-by-bit review, which sort of works if there's lots of jokes to go over, we can be like, oh yeah, I love that joke, and then next this happened and stuff. Where that's not happening, there's just not a whole lot to talk about.
Yeah, so like Anzu and Hitomi build up their relationship because Anzu has a friend now, and Hitomi will do anything, so Anzu just strings her along. And so that's that character dynamic pulling up. Nita's, I don't know, thinking of Hina more as a kid, or more of his kid as his kid. That's just kind of the general progression.
So the
How's that?
actual jokes in this episode, though, there was the start there where she makes the A noise and gets kicked out.
Yeah.
Then there's when he goes to the bar and those people there's that random guy that's like lecturing him.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
And then there's for the Hitomi and Anzu part, there's the falling asleep while standing bit.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess actually you can think of the whole when Hitomi's like trying to figure out who this what's his name?
Yasan.
Yasan. Yeah. Yasan, who that is, and then like just figures out she's homeless.
Yeah. Yeah. So there's
Sure.
like 3.
All
It's
right.
not bad.
I mean, we missed the one that people thought was actually funny, was the salt throwing one.
Oh yeah.
Which
Oh, yeah. That
did
wasn't
remind
funny.
me of a much better anime, which is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where they throw salt at the slug.
Yeah, that was a lot better. Well, shit, now I'm just thinking of a much better supernatural comedy. It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
Was the salt thing really a joke?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think you just have to get the tone better. As we see, like, the anime follows the manga basically panel for panel. It just words things differently, and that makes all the difference. So I'm sure in the manga they had it some way that just sounded funnier.
Huh.
Yeah, plus it's a quick joke instead of, a long joke, because reading is quick.
Yeah. Thank God for quick jokes.
This is why we should all switch over to Disastrous Life
get
of
all the
Psyche K
jokes.
Season 2 weekly.
It seems like it'd probably be a lot better. I saw a guy in the subway watching that once, and so I got to watch it for a minute over his shoulder.
Next episode will just be episode 5 of Psyche K.
Do you guys think if we switched to Psyche K, anyone would notice?
Probably not.
Alright, actually,
watching,
next episode, can we just talk about the next episode of Psyche K, but pretend we're talking about Hina Matsuri?
Yeah,
but
sure.
make sure to cut this part out so no one gets wise.
Nah.
Alright,
Don't
worry, I'll definitely cut this out. Definitely.
Okay, good.
For sure.
You should put in a sound of me winking here.
Wink. How does your winking sound? Can I get a sound effect?
Japanese.
Okay.
Winks in Japanese is a better joke. Shit.
Oh no.
No. Brandon's gonna usurp
It's
me.
good on that part.
Brandon's gonna usurp me as the funny man.
Brandon's character is Eric,
Winks in
but better.
He's taking my job as the guy that's funny away. Now
Just
I'm
like
the Hina.
foreigners take jobs from hardworking Americans.
No. See, you guys be the funny man, then Eric's gonna start being the anti-foreigner.
God. I hate damn white people like Brandon that take all my jokes. Yeah, that's about it for this episode.
Yeah, so I guess that's the episode.
Yeah,
That's
there's
it.
Alright.
a lot to it.
Not really.
So I think we can all agree that Hinamatsuri is not kino.
It's not.
It's not
I
a
agree.
comedy
I don't know
kino.
what that
It's not
is.
slice of life kino. It's just it. So
That's
I don't know what that is, but I agree with every word you just said.
much like everything else that you guys have talked about in this podcast. Yes, I understand.
exactly.
Yes, it is me, a fellow kid. Let's skateboard and drink juice.
Right. Well, I've been your host, Genki Scott or whatever.
I've been your other host, Eric, Super Smash Bros. Melee for the Nintendo GameCube, Brandon.
And I've been Brandon.
Wakanda forever.